Well, we are in our 9th state in 2 days. Tell you all about it coming up on Riding with Kev.
I have been everywhere, man, and I've been everywhere. I've been to...
Well, what is going on, guys? It has been about, I don't know, a little over a week since my last video. Figured it was time for an update. We are in Ohio on the Turnpike, parked up for the night. We have to get to Illinois for tomorrow in 4 to 7 inches of snow that they're expecting around Chicago. Good times.
And this is the kind of snow that will leave you soaking wet after you stand out in it for a few minutes.
But no, I just want to give an update, let everybody know I'm still out here. Been rolling hard. We did that load from Mississippi after our 34, Mississippi up to Green Bay. Delivered that on last Wednesday. After completion of that load, she said, "Hey, I got a short load for you." Okay, what you got? She said, "You got to run up to Michigan 90 miles. And the load's going 212 miles back down to basically Milwaukee, where I was." And she goes, it went down to, where'd it go? Yeah, outside of Milwaukee. So I went up from Green Bay up to Michigan down to Milwaukee. 300 total miles. She said, it pays $900, but I'm working on that. I said, okay, no big deal. That's fine. 1 day run, easy money, less than 300 miles. It was like 292 miles total with the bounce. Like, I'll take it. That's no big deal. All right, cool. Blah, blah, blah. I get ready to think. She sends me the address. Ready to pick it up. She sends me the rate sheet. No. She got me $1,300 for my 1 day load. I was like, shoot, that'll work. Run up to Michigan, pick up. It was like 7,000 pounds. It was an intercompany move for this company. And, but I grabbed it, got done with that on Thursday. And she said, hey, I got another load for you. It's a real short one. She goes, but basically, I was like, I'm empty now. This is Thursday. I was like, I'm empty. She goes, yeah, you got to run like 4 miles, pick it up. It's going to Chicago, which is like less than 2 hours, and it delivers Friday morning. Then we'll get you a weekend load on Friday. I was like, what's that pay? She's like, it's like $750. That's the best I could get them. I said, for full day running, for having to deal with Chicago, it's like, hey, can we just get my weekend load? Because, the way I look at it, you get a $3,000 weekend load and a $700 load, or you can get a really good weekend load. And all I said was I wanted a weekend load. She goes, no problem. I can respect that. I see what you're saying. She goes, let me make sure there's nothing else out there. If not, we'll work it out. I was like, cool, no problem. So she sent me, my friend sent me a message and said, hey, you want to load to Texas? Why, yes. Yes, I would like a load to Texas. She goes, all right, cool, no problem. Let me get this load booked for you. She sent me the details. She goes, does that work? And it was bouncing up to Green Bay. It was about 120 miles total up there, going to Tyler, Texas, in East Texas, but it didn't deliver till Monday at 8 o'clock. I said, all right, it's Thursday. I can get that load, and I can get from Green Bay to Dallas in a day and a half. Ungoverned truck is a beautiful thing.
Anybody.
I want to go fast.
Hey, get him a suit.
She said, all right, cool. $4,000. It's like, see, I was patient. I didn't hop on that just to get a load. And I was like, yeah, let's do some thinking. So, all right, cool. Sent it. Went up to Green Bay. These places that you go when you're working with these brokers, they're not mega places. I mean, I went to this place. It had 5 docks. As soon as I backed in the dock, I set the brakes, truck starts rocking. I was, all right, cool. I'm getting loaded. So I grabbed that, boogied on down, got into just outside the house Friday night. Was home Friday night with the kids. Home all day Saturday. We did all kind of fun stuff around the house. And then it was Super Bowl Sunday. I said, doesn't deliver till Monday, but I wasn't expecting to come home. Let's do the old TMC gig. Let me leave out Sunday afternoon. That way I don't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to try and get to the truck, to try and get out to Tyler. Let's just get it off and get off to a good start. I wasn't planning on being home anyway. It's a great paying load. Family says thumbs up. That makes sense. So again, went out Sunday, watched the Super Bowl, watched the ref screw that whole thing up. And so I got up Monday. I rolled into Tyler, pulled this place. They got 3 docks. Get back in off the street, not a problem for me. I got backed in. Again, as soon as I set the brakes, the truck starts rocking. 30 minutes later, I'm unloaded. It's like, you just can't get no better than some of these small places, you know, when they don't have 50 trucks, they got one and it's you. So I got that, and she said, all right. I said, you know what? I need fuel because I'm working my fuel because it's new pay week. I'm going to run over to the pilot. Let's work on getting a load. She said, no problem. So I got to the pilot about 9:30. And when you're dealing with these brokers and these loads sometimes, patience is key. You can jump on a bad load just to have a quick load, or you can hold out for a good load. And I got a real good coordinator here, and everything's good like that. So she sent me a load, and I tell you, you know, you're learning that you dispatchers and coordinators when they're working with people that, you know, they got areas they like. And she loves sending me to Green Bay because Wisconsin's got a lot of good loads. And she sent me this load. She's like, look, it's not great, but it's going from Lufkin. It was like a 100-mile bounce going to Green Bay. It didn't pay good. It didn't pay bad. It was really heavy. And I was like, man, is there anything else? And she goes, well, let me do some looking. She goes, I can find this one. It goes to Ohio. It's 2 stops. It's really not that good, but, you know, get you to Ohio, you know, get you up in the Midwest. I was like, no, let's find something better. And no attitude, no judgment. No, I really think you need to take this. Just, okay, no problem. About 30 minutes goes by. She goes, hey, I got this loading in Longview, Texas, going to Winchester, Virginia. It's like, okay, all right. She goes, 1,200 miles. She goes, right now, they want $3,000. But I'm going to work on getting them up. I'm like, whatever. $3,000. It was like 24,000 pounds. It's an easy, again, the load on Monday, it delivered on Wednesday, which is today, by the way. I said, I can do that. Let's take it. All right, cool. Here's the address. So I started heading over, get there, get the rate information, $3,500. That's a weekend load, and I'm going to do it in a day and a half. And then we sat for 7 hours waiting to get loaded because we went to one of those big places.
You just got jammed.
But we got loaded at 7 o'clock. We rolled over to Halton, Louisiana, and we stopped for the night. We stopped at the pilot there. Got up Tuesday. I got up that next morning. Funny noise. Somebody's engine brake. And I drove 11 hours. I stopped one time for my 30-minute break in a bathroom and did 729 miles. And I still had drive time on my clock. But I was like, I found the rest area I wanted to get to, got shut down, got up this morning. I drove the rest of the way up to Winchester, and I'm getting unloaded. And again, this is a massive facility. I'm like, oh, Lord, there were reviews from Prime people because they had a refrigerated and a dry. I was delivering, not loading. I backed up, got pulled in, checked in. Guy said, hey, get in there, back into D12, whatever. She goes, 20 minutes, we'll have you out of here. I'm like, heck yeah. So I'm waiting, and we had held off on getting a pre-plan. She asked me if I wanted one. It's like, I've heard horror reviews. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. We got time. Let's wait and see. And so as soon as I hit the dock, she starts blowing me up. She said, hey, I got this load. Do you mind reloading in Baltimore? And I just laughed. I said, no, I'm not on a Wednesday. By the time I get to Baltimore, you're talking about loading 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Baltimore. I'm good. She goes, okay, no worries. I just wanted to check. Let me see what else I can find. About 10 minutes later, she called me back. Hey, I got a load loading out of Winchester going to Illinois, just southwest of Chicago. All right, cool. 650 miles, $1,800. She goes, it's 40,000 pounds. I was like, well, you know what? As we know, it gets me by Wisconsin, which I know she wants. I was like, it gets me by Wisconsin. It's a good reload area. It's a decent paying load. We'll take it. So I was out of there in 30 minutes with everything with the guy. On my delivery, I drove 5 miles. I backed up. I'm watching my gauge weight because I can see digitally what I got on my axles for balancing the load. Because 40,000 is a little harder to balance. It's getting close to the trail limit. It's not unbearable, but I noticed that it's not really moving, and I hear shaking and jiving, and then all of a sudden the light goes green. I was like, but the weight didn't hardly change anything. And I went in and I got my paperwork, and this load is 7,000 pounds, not 40,000 pounds. So I'll take it. You give me a light load going straight down 80. Yes, I got to pay tolls, but I'll get this load delivered tomorrow. I got an appointment at, I think, 2 o'clock. Some snow coming, like I said, and we'll have to see how that's going to go. But We've been driving for this company for about 10 days. We've done 6 loads, counting the one I'm on, and the truck will have grossed just over $17,000. So I get 85% of that. So I'm looking at $14,500 in 10 days, 11 days, give or take. And I got to go home, and I got to go home with a load so that I didn't have to go home for free. So that was really cool. So things are going good. Now, that $14,500 does not take any of my expenses and escrows and all that stuff. I haven't made that much in taxes, but pretty good start, I'd say. So, title of the video, if you've made it this far. And I really got to thinking about this today while I was driving after I'd picked up this load that I got. And, you know, not just, you know, in my illustrious trucking career of 2 years, I know, Slick Rick, I know. And even jobs before that, whether it was TMC, whether it was RTI, whether it was Prime, all I've ever heard is what the company needed. Because you see, at all of those trucking companies, and even other jobs I've had before, you had a dispatcher and you had a planner, or sales, or whatever the company chooses to call them. And all I ever heard was, all right, this is the load we have for you. Here's what we need you to do. TMC guys, CMC, Seguin, Steel and Seguin. They have a load that they gave me, and it was something like 450 miles for like $300. I was like, you're kidding me, right? And he's like, well, they give us a lot of business, so sometimes we have to take these bad loads to keep them happy, to fulfill our contract, so they keep giving other loads. You know, I heard it at Prime, you know, they send you a proposed load, and if you don't take that proposed load, they send you another load. And yeah, you can reject it, but you have no say. There's no conversation. There's nobody, for right or wrong, of saying it the right or the wrong way. There's nobody out there looking out for me. Nobody out there's got my back. It's all about what they need from me. When I was building tough sheds, it was, here's the 2 sheds you got. These is what we need built. You're your own company, but this is what we got for you. And it is insane, the freedom and the difference when the person I'm talking to on the other end of the phone line has got my back. When the other person at the other end of that phone line is saying, what can I do for you? Hey, where do you want to go? Hey, does this load work for you? Hey, you don't want to go to Baltimore? No worries. What direction do you want to go? Because most of the time, what I just tell her, give me the best paying load, the closest you got that weighs the least. That's what, and we'll figure out which of those chips. You know, you may get one that's pays good, going where you want to go, but it might be heavy. You know, there's different variations of that desire. But it's such refreshing to have somebody who wants to know what they can do for me. You know, that load that they said, hey, you know, it says 3,000. We'll see you get more. They could have got more and not told me. Hey, here's the rate sheet. It says 3,000. They actually got 3,500 in their pocket. I can't tell you how many phone calls, even that one load going up to Green Bay that I didn't take, that she was like, this is what he's offering, but I'm working for more. And she got me a couple $100 more, but it just didn't make sense. And thank God it didn't make sense because I got a better load. But, I mean, it's dang near emotional. When you think about that person on the line, there's no middleman. They're not saying, well, this is the load I got. I remember one time I called on the weekend. I got a load and I was a Prime and I didn't like it. And so I'm going to reject it. Like, well, that's the load he has for you. So that's the load you need to run. You know, or we can get with sale, blah, blah, blah. But this is the load he really needs you to do. This is what he needs. This is what the company needs. This is what our customer needs. When you're running off a load board, I am partly a customer. You know, they need me to haul their freight because they don't have a contracted carrier that they can abuse to haul it. And so it is it's just a different feeling. If you've never done it, I can't explain it any better than that. I really hope that for every single one of you, at some point, you get to experience somebody in your corner fighting for you. Someone that just, they listen, someone they understand. Now, we don't have a great relationship. We're not best friends. But we do have a working relationship where I can say, hey, here's what I need. And instead of hearing, well, that's great that that's what you need. Let me tell you what I need. I get told, well, that's what you need. Let me go find it. When you get to that place, especially in trucking, it is a completely different feel. But on that note, I got to go edit this. I got to get some sleep because I get to go play in the snow again. She loves Wisconsin, but I'm tired of the snow already. So, God bless. Let's get rolling.